Go on then.
Welcome everybody, this is How to English. Teach and learn with Gav and Em.
It's a podcast about teaching and learning English as a foreign language.
All opinions stated are personal and references will be given when necessary.
Gav, are you ready?
I am ready for episode 21 of Gav and Em's How to English pod. Do you know what we're doing today, Em?
Do
you want to try again?
We're doing the letter... How do I say it? Gav, we are talking all about the letter U.
I think we should talk about you.
No, let's talk about you.
Oh, Em, you are spoiling me today. No, you first.
No, you first.
No, you first.
Well, it's all going to be you, isn't it? You is first, last and everything. So, okay, I'll go first if you want. But Gav, let's just tell the followers what we're doing.
We're working our way through the alphabet of TEFL, the A to Z, and we are on episode 21, which is the letter me. No, you.
So to kick off with our first U, I would like you to tell me what these words mean. They are all words that begin with the prefix under, because under starts with U. So if I tell you a word, you tell me what it means.
And what is the purpose of this activity, Em? Just for our followers, while they're scratching their heads and wondering the same.
Gav, it's just to show how varied the English language can be, because some of these under words are quite logical. I'll give you the easy ones to start with. So, for example, underpaid, what does it mean?
Not paid as much as should be.
And underfed?
Needing to be fed more.
Yes, and undercooked?
Not cooked as long as it should have been.
So they're all quite logical, aren't they, those under words?
I can see how our students might benefit from this, Em, and possibly our teacher followers.
Yeah, so under can be not enough. We understand. Undercooked, underfed, underpaid. Not enough.
Understand.
Well, this is where I'm going with this. If I say to you, undertake, what does that mean?
To do.
Yeah.
Something tricky.
To carry out, to do. There's no reference to not enough there, is there? What about undertaker, if I just add an R?
That somebody is going to take you underground?
Kind of. Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Takes your body underground, when you're dead.
Or organises the funeral.
Yes, wears a black suit, usually walks next to a hearse.
Simply said. So there is some logic there, but undertake is to do. Undertaker is a person who arranges funerals.
It's a doer.
Yeah.
Probably the most important doer, excluding the midwife.
Right. What about undercoat? Well, undercoat, I should say. Undercoat.
An undercoat of paint rather than an undercoat, which would be a jacket under your coat.
Nice. So undercoat means, yeah, the paint under the top layer.
It's the first protective layer you might want to put on your wall.
But if I said undercover...
Hiding.
Sounds a bit like coat, doesn't it? But undercover is somebody that's hiding.
I've never thought of that. That could be an undercover detective trying to find the culprit of some...
Crime.
So
they're disguised, perhaps. They're undercover.
I'm picturing moustaches, false eyebrows, and possibly a cap.
Nice. What about underhand?
That is to do something with some deceptive intention.
Yeah, like that was a really underhand thing you did. That you tricked me. And finally, underdog.
The underdog would be the team person, individual competitor who is not expected to win, but you might be rooting for.
Lovely. So there is no reference to being under a dog or not enough dog there. It's just literally an idiomatic phrase we use. I just wanted to highlight this, Gav. Under. What an amazing prefix.
It is so diverse, but I'm still picturing them under. The undercover detective is under a cap, under a moustache, under some false eyebrows. The underdog is below the victor, winner, expected champion. And
underhand?
Underhand is a bit, well, it's a bit like backhand. I'm sort of picturing hands in the places where they shouldn't be.
All right, if that helps you. I suppose if you really stretched it, there is a bit of logic in everything. Like Undertaker, there is some reference to
Taking you under.
taking you under, literally. But I mean, undertake, I would struggle to say the connection there is...
That sounds very old, to undertake a task.
I'm just trying to highlight the lovely variety of English, and don't forget your underwear.
No, that will be worn under my other clothing.
Good.
Em, that was beautifully described, all the under words that we might come across in our everyday language.
Well, that was you doing the describing, so well done you. Thank you for that, Gav.
Well, thanks for raising the topic. Under.
Have you got a you word to talk about?
Em, I do have a you word for us. And this you word, you will discover whilst doing a role play with me. Are you prepared for this task, Em?
Always.
Let's begin. Here's the dialogue. Can you see your lines?
Yeah, I think I should have brought my glasses with me, but I think I can see it. Yeah, thank you.
I'll be Gav, you be Em.
That makes sense.
And the title of this dialogue is Packing for the Trip. I've packed 3 luggages, 5 furnitures, and a happiness for the road.
Wait, 3 luggages? You mean 3 suitcases and 5 furnitures? Try 5 pieces of furniture. Also, a happiness?
Yeah, I thought I'd bring a courage too. You never know when you'll need it.
You mean some courage and some happiness. You can't count those like apples.
Fine. I also packed 2 advices and a weather.
2 advices? Try some advice or a piece of advice. And a weather? That's just bad grammar, Gav.
Okay, I've got 4 milks, 3 sands, and a fog.
Let me guess. 4 glasses of milk, 3 buckets of sand, and some fog?
Exactly. I'm bringing a Spanish and 2 Englishes.
You mean I speak Spanish and English? So no need for a or plurals there.
Grammar is a rubbish.
It's rubbish, Gav. Just rubbish.
We have completed our dialogue. Now, what did we practice here?
Nonsensical things to take on your holiday. What an abstract idea that is, to pack some fog. What? But sorry, coming back to your main point, I think it was countables and uncountables, or mainly uncountables.
There were plenty of uncountables in there, and you quite rightly corrected me during our conversation.
I had a little help, thanks for the dialogue. But yeah, it's a good point. Would you get your students to read that dialogue then and laugh along with you? Haha, how funny is English?
We could do. I think it's a really fun way to practice countables and uncountable nouns. Of course, I would return to the text and possibly erase your half of the conversation and ask my students to correct those uncountable nouns. What do you think?
Interesting. I've never really thought about teaching it as a role play. I think it's a nice way to introduce the errors in a safe way that students may recognise they're saying without it being highlighted as being them. So as they read, the students will recognise that they make these errors, and it will be a very indirect way of pointing it out to them, and they will hopefully pay attention in the future. But maybe read it the first time as a group and then delete the second time and see if they can remember what the second part was.
That's a good suggestion. I think also that some of these are obviously wrong, and the students will find humour in that. So that might be quite memorable.
And then there might be some they think, oh, hang on a minute, I didn't actually know that was uncountable. So an advice sounds good to me, but that's also in the isn't that funny, it's wrong category. Yeah, it's nice. I like it as an intro.
Em, you mentioned the word category. Now, why did you say that?
I said categories, Gav, because I think there are categories of uncountable nouns, and if those words are in those categories, then we have to remember them. Have you got some examples?
Of course I have. Em, if I say substances and materials, you say...
water, milk, air, silver.
I like all of those suggestions. Abstract concepts.
Time, love, happiness, advice.
Collective categories?
Like furniture, equipment, clothing, traffic.
They're all uncountable. There are no traffics where I come from. There are no... There are no traffics as far as I know. Natural phenomena, Em?
Fog, sunshine, that kind of thing.
Any weather, basically. And languages?
English, Spanish, German, so on.
That's it. They are not counted as far as I know, generally speaking.
Very nice. Can we continue with this theme? Because I also have prepared something for uncountable nouns.
That is impossible.
It is, isn't it? What are the chances that the letter U would...
Generate so much conversation.
That's right.
On one topic.
Yeah. It's a big one, though, isn't it? Students get it wrong a lot of the time. So I've sent something to you. It's a game we're going to play. Can you open the document, please, in your email?
I will. Give me a moment.
This would be probably a nice roundup for what we've already done in the lesson so far. We've done the role play dialogue to highlight the errors. We've talked about the categories. We've maybe made lists on the board. Now I've given you a document. Can you describe what you can see, please, Gav?
I can see 2 columns, and in the left column, I can see a list of countable nouns, and in the right column, I can see a list of uncountable nouns.
In the lesson, I would get the students to read out all the words together so we can check any unknown words to make sure they understand what the words are, what they mean, but we don't need to do that. We know what these words are. So what I want you to do is choose one word from the left column, the countable column, and one word from the right column, and make a sentence. It can be any sentence as long as it's logical and grammatically correct. The words can be in any order, but they must be together in one sentence.
I really like this idea. Let me have a look at my list. My first sentence is, I have 3 briefcases and they fill me with excitement.
Ooh, that's really nice. Why do they fill you with excitement, Gav?
Because they are full of money.
Haha, okay, I like it. Gav, you used briefcase and excitement.
I did. Briefcase is countable, excitement is not.
I'm going to cross out those 2 words. They're finished, okay? I'm going to make a sentence also. I would like your advice on which animal to buy.
That is another grammatically correct sentence. What? You want to buy an animal?
Yeah, I want to pet an animal. So what advice have you got for me?
Don't buy them, leave them to be free, and live in the wild.
Okay, so your advice for me to buy an animal is to not buy an animal.
That is exactly my advice.
Right, thanks for that input.
Em, you used advice and animal.
That's right. Animal countable, advice uncountable.
Good.
Your turn.
My next sentence is, the knowledge I obtain from my job is wonderful.
Aha. So you used knowledge uncountable and job countable. Very good. I'm looking at the list, so that's good. I can see the words and point out the ones you've used. And finally, Gav, my last sentence is, I once won a competition that...
Was featured in the news?
Thanks for helping. Yes, that's nice. I once won a competition that was featured in the news.
Did you really?
No, it's just an example.
That's a nice example. I think we could develop this activity and have you do half the sentence and I do the other half.
You could do that. That's fun too. It gets harder as you use all the words. What were my 2 words in that sentence?
Your 2 words were competition, which as far as I know is countable, and news, which is uncountable.
But it has got an S, which is a tricky one.
The news is, not the news are.
Good. Gav, that's quite a well-rounded lesson there.
That's a nice way to revise your knowledge of countable and uncountable nouns. Thanks for the add-on to my lesson.
You're welcome. I think it's me again.
How can it be you again? You've just done one.
It's you again. No, it's me. It's you. It's me. It's you. It's you. It's me for you. It's my turn for you. No, it's me. I'm going to talk about you. The word is up.
Nobody wants to hear about me. Let's just talk about the letter U.
I want to talk about upgrading with the use of AI. AI is great. I love AI. I have used it in my lessons to show students what they can do with it. It's basically a tool. We agree on that, right? It's just a tool.
Like a pencil, like a calculator, like a foot massager.
Yeah, all that. Maybe. It's just like a really clever generator of language. You can use it in the lesson. You can just talk about it in the lesson and get students to use it outside.
You could use it before the lesson, during the lesson, after the lesson.
Yeah. But what's really lovely is if you just ask students to generate a sentence. Gav, I just typed into AI, the cat sat on the mat. And I asked it to upgrade. I just said, upgrade this sentence. Can I read you the results?
This was your lesson, and in the lesson you said to your students, let's talk about upgrading our language. Let's see how we can do this. And here's an example from AI.
Yeah. I mean, you could ask your students, how would you upgrade that sentence?
Well, I hope you would ask them first.
Exactly. And then show them what AI can do. Or you can think of it yourself. But it's lovely when you use this tool because it's a second and I've just got the results. More descriptive. The sleek grey cat lounged lazily on the soft sun-warmed mat.
That's beautiful.
Or more poetic, upon the mat a silent shadow curled, the cat content with quiet worlds.
That is also quite delightful.
We've got more dramatic. The cat crouched on the mat, eyes glinting like amber fire, waiting for its moment to strike.
I would have said pounce, but yeah.
I would say pounce, but you can talk about that. And finally, more whimsical. The cat sat on the mat and dreamed of distant kingdoms where mice wore crowns.
I think all mice should wear crowns, to be quite honest with you.
It's lovely though, isn't it? And then there's a little message at the end. Would you like me to upgrade in any particular style? Academic, funny, sci-fi? I just want to keep going with this.
You'd want it to rhyme, wouldn't you?
You could do that. You could make a whole poem. You could create a play. It's just in that one sentence, you've got a whole lesson. And students, I think, would love to try things out.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, Em. Bringing back the topic to our students, how could we encourage them to learn from AI?
I think it depends on the level of the students, of course. If you've got a lower level, you could ask them to make simple sentences and ask the AI to generate synonyms maybe for that, because you don't want it to be too complicated. If it's a high level class, you could do what I've just done and ask the students for their own sentences first, see how it compares with the AI. Just looking at the AI sentences and trying to understand what all these words are, lounged, curled, eyes glinting, it's lovely vocabulary. What would you do?
I might take those sentences and either transform them into gap fills or perhaps remove the description from each of them and ask the students to put the description back in again. So which one is dramatic? Which one is fairy tale? Whimsical.
All right, you could do that as a matching perhaps as well. Get them to match the sentence to the style.
Because sometimes it's just simply looking at the language is enough for the students to start learning. And it doesn't have to be a deep dive analysis of each word. It could simply be, have a look at this sentence. Does it feel dramatic? Does it feel poetic? Tell me your feelings.
Which would be good, I think, as I say, as a slips of paper cut up, match them to the style. Or if it's online, you could do that as a matching exercise on a Word document or something. There's just a lot there to do and you can really go anywhere with it. And I just think relax a bit and just see where it takes you. And it can be really, really amazing.
I think it's very exciting. And I like that it might end with your students generating their own poetic sentences that they might want to share with their classmates. You could put them up around the classroom.
You could. What's next?
Another common grammar that we might come across that begins with the
grammar, Gav.
Is it not countable?
No. Not as far as I'm aware.
These days, everything seems countable. Like behaviour, for example. I remember when behaviour wasn't countable, but now it is. I think it's because we just didn't know how to use the words properly.
I'm pretty sure I know my onions on this one, Gav.
You do, and you know your countable and uncountable nouns too, because grammar is uncountable. I apologise. I shall leave that in. An example of grammar M that we might come across in our classrooms is used to.
Ah, used to. That old chestnut.
Meaning,
In the past, something that was a habit or a state that is no longer true anymore.
or possibly this grammatical form, didn't used to.
Didn't used to would be the opposite. Something I do now which I didn't do before or wasn't a habit or a state in the past.
We could also teach be used to.
When you are accustomed or familiar with a situation or thing,
And finally, be getting used to.
which is the same idea as that previous one, but you're in the process of becoming familiar or accustomed to.
Very well described.
Phew.
Now, a good way to practice this, once we've taught the form, and we know the students are going to use infinitive after their used to phrases, except for be used to and be getting used to, which both have the gerund form after them, would be to give them some scenarios, and I've got a couple here. For example, you've started gardening, M. Can you use used to, didn't used to, be used to, and be getting used to?
Okay. Let me think.
So prior to this moment, you were not familiar with gardening at all. You didn't know the difference between a fork and a spade,
Yeah.
a bulb and a flower pot.
Got it. Okay. So I used to have clean fingernails and I didn't used to spend so much time outside. I am used to kneeling on the ground and I'm getting used to being caught out in the rain.
Well, that does happen quite a lot if you are a gardener, especially a new gardener, Em.
That's right. I'm so focused on the flowers, I'm not looking at the clouds.
Let me try one.
Can I choose your topic?
Of course.
You have just adopted a pet.
I used to have nice furniture that wasn't chewed. I didn't used to buy so many cans of pet food. I am used to taking walks every morning, afternoon and evening with my pet. And I'm getting used to being woken up at unruly times when I would much prefer to be sleeping.
Aw. So I'm guessing you've got a dog.
It did sound like a dog, didn't it?
The walks, the food, the chewing. Yeah. That's lovely, though. This is a really nice activity.
And I guess you could add as many different scenarios as you'd like, as your students would like. They can come up with their own ideas.
It's really good because it's simple concepts there. They've got the grammar if they need it on the board to practice. Just got to really, really focus on whether or not it's the infinitive or the ing form because it really changes the meaning. All the different forms of used to.
Em, back to you, because I've got one more after this.
All right, Gav, my last TEFL topic is unit. Can you tell me a book series? Any book series, business, general English, name of a book.
English file from Oxford.
Which level?
Pre-intermediate.
English file, 3rd edition. Pre-intermediate. Give me a unit number.
Unit 3.
Unit 3. Unit 3 is plans and dreams.
Right. I have many plans and dreams, Em.
And it's be going to.
Oh, there's a coincidence.
What's a coincidence?
Oh, no, it's not. That's a good grammatical point to cover.
The topic is airports.
Right.
I remember this unit. It's really good. There's a bit of vocab, all the different parts of an airport. Then it goes into a listening activity, looking at pictures, working out who's going where based on their luggage, their clothes. And Then there's the grammar, which is going to, for plans and predictions. And then there's some pronunciation, which is sentence stress and fast speech. And then there's a reading activity, which is about an airport.
Em, are you selling this, or are you going to get to the point? It's funny that you should mention this unit, because this unit was exactly the unit that I took into the first lesson when I was teaching at an airport, and the students absolutely loved it. Teachers should keep in mind, units in students' books can be very effective ways of teaching.
That is a great point, because you could spend a long time planning a lesson about airports, but if you know there is a lesson...
You could waste hours using AI trying to write your own lesson.
Well, it would still take quite a while to come up with a good lesson plan, but I think this is all there for you, so it is worth still going through books, remembering. I have got quite a good memory for which unit, which level. If I've got a class and it's a new industry I haven't taught before, I think, hang on, I remember there was a unit in English File or Market Leader.
Or consult another teacher who might be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, but this is tailor-made. This is the perfect unit for teaching in an airport.
And who doesn't want be going to if you work at an airport?
Absolutely right. And all the signs are on there as well. There's a great part that's all about the signs in an airport, the gates, the baggage reclaim. It's great.
I didn't realise how useful the word unit would be today, Em, but thank you for sharing that with us. Have I got time for one more?
Go on then. One quick one.
No, it's a huge one. It's going to take hours.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I have to go.
No, you haven't, because we haven't talked about the word ultra.
Ultra. We talked about under. Now we're talking about ultra as a prefix.
It is a prefix. I want to introduce you to the words ultra, super, mega, and hyper.
Hello, ultra, mega, super, and hyper. Nice to meet you.
Now, they differ in use, but there are some similarities between all of them, as you can probably guess.
Sounds like it's going to be complicated. I've never taught these words before.
No, well, that's why we need to make it simple. Although I have an enormous chart in front of me, I will try to simplify it for you by asking you which of those 4 prefixes you would use before modern.
Ultra.
Ultra-modern, where you might be talking about something sleek and precise and futuristic.
Yes, Gav.
If I gave you the word natural.
Hyper?
Doesn't sound...
No. Now I got it. I said it out loud. Supernatural.
Supernatural. Fun, bold, accessible, especially popular in pop culture.
Wait a minute. Fun, bold, accessible. Supernatural. I think spooky ghosts and aliens.
Sounds kind of spooky, doesn't it?
It does. Aliens and ghosts.
The prefix super is often used in pop culture.
Interesting.
Give me the prefix for this one. Bucks.
Megabucks.
Megabucks. Loud, exaggerated, playful.
Lots of.
And active.
Hyper. Hyperactive.
Frenetic, emotional, techie.
Too much sugar.
Got some more for you. Marathon.
Ultra marathon. For supernatural people? No. Yes, ultra.
Can also refer to intensity.
That makes sense.
Hero.
Super. Superhero.
Very good. Byte. B-Y-T-E.
Megabyte?
Often used in gaming, marketing.
Sure.
And our last one is sensitive.
Ultra sensitive. No. Hypersensitive.
This prefix is quite often used in medical, emotional, and has an energetic feel to it.
It does. Interesting. That's a lot to remember. And they are very similar. This is high-level stuff, Gav.
This is very high-level stuff, but just seeing it written in a chart in the way that I'm looking at right now does seem to make it a bit clearer. There are plenty of words that fit into these prefixes. We've got ultra-fast, ultraviolet, super cool, superpower, megastore, megastar, and hyperlink, for example. I think our students often wonder why one prefix will be preferred over another.
They're all really common everyday words, aren't they? What you've done fits that perfectly, I suppose. You just have to remember the rules.
Yeah. Or just memorise the words.
Mm.
But you got a bit of a feel, didn't you, Em, for the differences between those common, ultra, super, mega, hyper prefixes.
I did get a feel. Thank you for that. Have you got a tip of the episode?
I have. Would you like to hear my tip of the episode?
I would.
It happens to be a word that you've already mentioned. It's the word upgrade.
What about upgrade?
Challenge yourself to difficult teaching and learning experiences, followers. Whether it's teaching a class of beginners or advanced learners, a large group or a one-to-one, online or face-to-face, or for learners, try watching a TV series in English or read an English language book. Just make sure you choose a topic that you're interested in. That, Em, is my tip of the episode. Upgrade.
I like it. I like thinking of it from a teaching and learning point of view, because teaching is also something you should upgrade sometimes. And I like the example of group, one-to-one, beginners or advanced, because we all get a bit stuck sometimes with our comfort zone, and you need to try other things, maybe push yourself.
That's it. Don't get too complacent, teachers and learners. Em, what's your tip?
My tip, Gav, is that our target is to make our students understand. And I was thinking about it today. Just getting your students to parrot fashion a sentence does not mean they understand it. It means they can repeat it with you there to help them. What we're really going for is understanding that results in usage. So we really need to focus on helping our students understand, but then being able to use the language without us helping or supporting them.
Once the foundations are set, then the students should be free to build their own castle of language knowledge.
I think so, yeah. I think at the beginning of my teaching career, I got a bit fixated with my students just producing that sentence and saying that sentence. And if they could say that sentence in the hour that I was teaching them, then I'd done my job and they could go out of the room and we'd all be happy and we could forget about it in a way. But you can't do that. You have to constantly be reminding them and correcting them, and that will eventually result in usage, the natural way students produce language. But it is worth reminding them that any language they acquired first came with understanding and then became part of their everyday speech. So when it's a new phrase or a new grammar structure, understanding is just the first step to usage. So those are my 2U tips.
I like both of those 2U tips. Parrot fashion maybe is not so important, but...
Well, it's got its place, but it doesn't mean it's gone in, I would say. Your goal is for them to use it without you prompting them.
Less hand-holding. More spontaneous expression from our students.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck to them.
And us. Is you done?
I am done.
Are you done? Is you done? We are
you
done.
You is done. You is definitely in the bag. That's the countable bag, as opposed to the luggages. No, luggage.
That's enough for you.
That's enough of me. And the letter U.
Good.
Bye-bye, Em.
See you, Gav.